It all started that evening when I, Mark, came back to our two-bedroom apartment on the outskirts of Denver, where I lived with my wife Emily and our neighbor Jessica. 3 years of marriage, long enough that you start to feel like the bedroom has seen it all. We tried everything. Candlelit romance, clumsy roleplay after a bottle of cheap wine from the corner store, even spontaneous experiments when we were too tired to think straight. But that night Emily, my Emily, with her mischievous smile and those dimples I loved, suggested something that almost made me drop the grocery bag. She was standing by the stove, stirring the rice pilaf that filled the apartment with its aroma, when she said, "Mark, let me tie you up and blindfold you." I squinted, kicking off my sneakers at the door. "Why would you want to do that? It'll be fun. Don't ruin the vibe. Just say yes." She winked, and there was something sly in her tone, like she was planning more than just a game. Emily had always known how to flip a switch in me with a single look. After a day at the office fixing computers, I wanted something that would snap me out of the routine. She led me into the bedroom, the one with the daisy-patterned wallpaper we'd put up right after the wedding. She tied my wrists to the headboard with an old leather belt we usually use for suitcases. Then she slipped a silky scarf over my eyes, the one that smelled faintly of lavender from her dresser. "And I'm taping your mouth shut," she giggled, pulling a roll of duct tape from the drawer. "Otherwise Jessica will complain again about us being too loud." Yes, we lived with Jessica, 35, stunning, with a figure that turned heads at the grocery store and a confidence that made her seem more like Emily's older sister than just a neighbor renting the spare room. She had that mature presence that made me feel like a kid sometimes. Living with her wasn't always easy. She'd gripe about the TV volume, or leave notes on the fridge asking us to take out the trash. But we managed. And truthfully, there was something magnetic about her. Sometimes I caught myself thinking Emily and Jessica were two versions of the same woman. One still playful, the other carrying some secret she hadn't shared. Emily left the room, the door clicking shut. I heard footsteps on the creaky hardwood. A minute later, someone slipped a condom onto me and climbed on top. The movements weren't Emily's. The rhythm was slower, deeper. The breathing heavier. My heart thudded. The scent different. Not Emily's light floral perfume. No. This was something darker, woody, unmistakable. Sandalwood. Jessica's perfume. The one I'd bought her as a birthday gift in duty-free when we flew back from Vegas. Could it be? Or was my mind playing tricks? I stayed silent, trying not to give myself away. But inside, adrenaline surged. The night blurred. Whoever it was moved with a rhythm I didn't recognize, careful yet hungry. For 20 minutes I fought the urge to rip off the blindfold. Finally, she pulled away, vanishing into the dark. Moments later, Emily returned, humming a tune as she untied me. "Well," she teased, "wasn't that amazing?" I stared at her. "Emily, that wasn't you." She froze, a flush rising on her cheeks. She tried to smile it off, but I could see in her eyes she wasn't surprised. "It was Jessica, wasn't it?" Emily bit her lip, then sighed, sitting at the edge of the bed. "Okay, you're right. She's always saying we're too loud, but she wants it too. I thought maybe you wouldn't notice. You could have just told me." I smirked despite myself. "She's beautiful. But you know that." Emily laughed nervously. "So, you're not mad?" "Mad? No. Shocked, yeah. But it was incredible." She shook her head, half amused, half nervous. "Don't get cocky, Mark." The next night, it happened again. This time bolder. The scent of sandalwood confirmed what I already knew. And at breakfast the next morning, Jessica avoided my gaze, her hands trembling slightly as she poured coffee in her sky-blue robe. Emily, though, kept shooting me sly looks, as if daring me to say something. I stayed quiet, but my thoughts raced all day. By evening, I couldn't take it anymore. I came home early. Emily was still at the bank, working late. Jessica was in the kitchen, wearing a sundress, frying cutlets on the stove. I stepped up behind her, my hands sliding over her hips. "Mark, what are you?" she gasped, dropping the wooden spoon. "I know it was you," I whispered. "You didn't say no last night." She froze, her cheeks flushing crimson. Then in a shuddering breath she gave in. The kitchen filled with the sound of her muffled moans, the sizzling pan forgotten. From that night on, Our home carried a strange tension. Emily acted like nothing had changed. Jessica avoided my eyes, but when she did meet them, there was a flicker of fire there. And then one evening, over dinner, Emily dropped the bomb. What if Jessica joins us? You know, officially. I nearly choked on my drink. Jessica almost dropped her fork. Emily grinned. What? I've seen how she looks at you. And honestly, I'm not against it. Jessica stammered, but Emily silenced her with a wave. We're adults. We can handle this. That Saturday became our first official night together. The three of us. No blindfolds. No secrets. Just fire, laughter, and the kind of intimacy I never thought possible. Emily reckless daring. Jessica, shy at first, but with a passion that grew with every touch. The nights blurred into weeks. Weeks into months. Now, mornings start not with coffee, but with whispered kisses from Emily and lingering glances from Jessica in her satin robe. Breakfast for three has become our ritual. Jokes, stolen touches, secret smiles. Sometimes we go out together. And to the world, we look like a regular trio of friends. But inside, we carry a secret that binds us closer than any label. And when Jessica suggested a summer trip to Lake Tahoe, the sunsets there will make your head spin. I already knew. That vacation will be unforgettable.